Except you can type.
The meeting will come to order.
Microphone not on. Oh, no, not working.
Jane. Here. Danny. Here. Deisha.
Here.
Greg.
Here.
All right. Invitation.
We can't hear.
You did invitation.
We can't hear.
Heavenly Father, we thank you again for this day and for all of our blessings, Lord. We ask that your divine guidance on this meeting and give our council members the wisdom and the will to do those things that will benefit the city of Ladonia and give glory to your name. We pray especially for our mayor and for her husband, Bill. We know they're going through some trying times now. Just be with them, give them peace and comfort. Guide us and direct us, Lord. Forgive us of our sins. For us in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, and the world.
I have this for the mayor's announcement. Rules for attendees for city council meetings. Find a seat before meeting is called to order. All cell phones and devices must be silenced. All attendees must remain seated during the meeting. There will be no utterances during the meeting. All attendees must vacate the building once the city council meeting is adjourned. Also, this is considered your first warning. If anyone gets up or starts disturbing the meeting, I will ask our policeman here to escort you out. Thank you very much. Minutes from September the 18th. I'm sorry, citizen comments. Jalen Deacon? Or Jason?
Sorry. My writing, the utensil wasn't ready. Mayor, I just want to say it's great to see you here. I'm glad that you're here. Looking well. Thank you I'm glad you're doing well. I wanted to just talk a little bit about our city boundaries and see if just ask the city council if we've thought about expanding our ETJ and annexing properties so we could grow our city limits a little bit. As things grow and expand in this area, we'll have a greater need for that so that we can have more development inside the city limits so that we can have a better tax base to operate on. And I didn't know if the city council had been contemplating or putting any plans of action together to try and work on that and make that happen. And so maybe it's something to consider and maybe something we can talk about at a future meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, hon. Debbie Crawford.
I just wanted to say from what I could gather from the lawyer about these contracts and yada, yada, that the vote will only be for asset transfers. So the contract won't really be negotiated, what we want, what they want, if it passes, and then it would be done by the city council in Hickory Creek, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, we've never done a study to see what we're giving away, or a lot of things. We don't even know what any of what we have is worth today. So I think, we've whittled away a lot of public money on stupid stuff, in my opinion. And you cry that we're broke, we're broke, we're broke. I think you guys need to wise up. Thank you.
Johnny Parrish.
How are y'all tonight? My name's Johnny Parrish. A lot of people know me as Bubba Parrish, and I'm gonna run for County Commissioner for Precinct 3. And try to do everything I can do to help out with the roads and all that. Kind of nervous, never done this before, really don't know what to say, but I like to get a vote, whenever time comes, see what I can do to help the city out and all that. They let you do so much and stuff like that. Just want to let y'all know and spread the word.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Dana Burkett.
With the agenda from last month in September, y'all had on there that there was a copy of the Hickory Creek contract available at City Hall upon public information request, to which I know several people have submitted those requests. Not one person's received it. I see it's on the agenda again for tonight. Do y'all actually have a copy of said contract? Okay, are y'all actually going to give that to people when they ask for them? Or if we've already asked for them? And you can answer with facts. I know that. So I guess that's the answer. We're not going to get them. We've already submitted a request last month. So do we need to submit another request? It's a joke at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that. We do have the last contract that was made available to us. And from what I understand, it's supposed to be posted here at the City Hall.
It's not. Which it's not.
Okay, I'm just, this is.
20 days prior. We're now 19 days.
Anyway, it's, you're supposed to come up here, they're supposed to give you a copy, it costs $10. And you just fill out I know you've already filled one out, just fill out one and they give you pay your $10 for your copy of the contract. That was my understanding.
Thank you, Deisha.
Russell Gudworth to you.
I think it's funny that you think it's funny when constituents stand up here and ask questions that you have answers for, but you choose not to answer.
We are not supposed to answer you, are we not? You've been on the council.
This is my time, Madam Mayor. Can I speak?
Well, I just spoke to you.
Would you raise your hand, please, if you were involved in the agenda that was posted on Monday with the incorrect date on it? There was no signature on that agenda, so we don't know who actually published that agenda. So no one will take responsibility for the agenda. You like your positions, but you don't like the responsibility of your positions. You want responsibility for negotiating a contract with Hickory Creek, but you can't figure out how to use a calendar. Does somebody need me to show them how to use a calendar so that we can have scheduled meetings on schedules? No one? Okay. This is not the first time that we rescheduled meetings. Federal calendars are published years in advance. We should know when the federal holidays are for 2024 by now. There shouldn't be any reason why we have to wonder if we're going to have a meeting on a Monday holiday, or what the date for Monday is. If you want to be trusted with the big things, show that you're trustworthy with the little things. There's been some comments online also about the difference between book value of the assets of our water department and what's being neglected, which is market value. And it's very possible that the book value of some assets in the water department is zero. They've been fully depreciated. But everyone knows that a book value of zero does not mean an asset is worthless. Look at our wells. Our wells may very well be fully depreciated, and yet every day we take water out of those wells and we sell that water, which means they have value. If you continue down this course of insisting on giving away the assets of the city, it's going to be a problem. You love to affirm that this is a poor town, but if you keep treating it like it's worthless, that will be your responsibility.
Bill Duffy.
You have to use my phone to give me a 15-second warning.
Microphone, Bill.
Bill, microphone, please.
One thing I noticed is it seems like we have a multi-million-dollar proposal here with almost no information about it. I came to speak tonight about the contract, but really the contract isn't valid. I guess the only thing I could say about this whole situation is we're going to vote on an asset transfer to Hickory Creek, and the powers that be are going to ask us to trust them to do a good job for us. These are the same people in response to Freedom of Information Act never originated a contract for an asset transfer. Have no vetting documents on the company that they're about to transfer this system to. It's a Freedom of Information Act. In other words, you didn't even bother to do a D&B on them. There's no competitive bid documents. There's no economic development impact plan. You guys do you know what's going to, what the end result of what's going to happen to this? And the worst thing is, how can you possibly have an asset transfer if you don't know the value of the assets? There was no independent appraisal of the assets of the water system. And that again, that is the result, that is what I got on the Freedom of Information Act. I'd like to repeat that, seeing as how my 3 minutes isn't exactly up yet. There was no independent appraisal of the assets of the water system that you people are going to, that expect us to vote, trust you to negotiate the contract, because, as we were told, that's something that's going to be done afterwards. So the only thing I could say is, God save Ladonia. Thank you very much.
Greg Cagle.
Hello, guys. I'll try to keep it a little lighter. I just have some questions. I do understand that there is a new contract, or at least a proposed contract. A lot of people have requested it. It's not exactly easy to get, but I do know someone did get one. So I know it exists. It was called a second proposal from Hickory Creek. So I wanted to ask some questions on that new contract based on some things that Hickory Creek has really graciously made it sound really great that this can be a good deal for everyone. I want to ask specifically which hopefully these are yes or no questions, so if you can answer, please do. And I assume if there's no answer, then the answer is no. In that new contract, that proposed contract, do they have what they promised to do for us in a cooling tower? Have they put the cooling tower in the contract? Okay. They said they're going to replace all meters. I know that that's not necessarily a good thing for the end user. It's good for the water system for billing and saving labor and whatnot. But they did say they're going to immediately replace all the meters. Is that in the contract? Okay. Hickory Creek talked a lot about how the water quality is going to be improved. I'd like to know in the contract how that's stated. Is there some measurable ways that we can hold their feet to the fire, so to speak, on how that water quality will be improved? Okay. They also said that they're going to do monthly, I think monthly, maybe even weekly, tests and flushing the system. Is that in the contract? Okay. They mentioned a lot of pipe replacements. Now, we do pipe repairs. It's a big topic a lot. They're going to do pipe repairs when something breaks. But they said they're going to proactively replace a lot of the piping system. Is that in the contract? Okay. They said they're going to replace the well number 2 generator. That was said in one of the meetings. Is that in the contract? No one recognizes that? They mentioned that they're going to immediately put a fencing around the wastewater system. Is that in the contract? Okay. They mentioned that one of the big benefits to the customers is that they're going to make sure that the rates are frozen for 2 years. No increase in rates for 2 years. We don't really know what's going to happen after that. We can guess, but we don't know. Is that rate freeze in the contract? Thank you, guys. If you have any of the answers to those questions, could we get them later?
Danielle?
It's rust open, sorry. And my handwriting's horrible, I apologize. And this is my first time up here talking. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the time today. I just want to come up here and kind of reiterate, as a concerned citizen of Ladonia, that obviously there's a lot of people here who have a lot of questions about Prop 7, myself being one of those people. And I very much appreciated that everyone was allowed the opportunity to speak at the town hall. At the town hall, many of us wrote down many questions and put them in Mr. Jack-o'-lantern over there. And at the end of the meeting, we were concerned that a lot of those questions had not been addressed. And we were, if my memory serves, we were told if they were written down, they would be typed up and they would be addressed. And myself and a couple of other people said, well, they are written down, they're in the pumpkin. Those have never been typed up, they've never been addressed, and we continue to have those questions unanswered, and then many more as we continue down this process. So I just want to say that a lot of us are very concerned and uneasy because we've moved here and we're excited about the future of this town, and we feel like we're giving something away, and we don't really know what's going to happen to the future of this with the system. So I just want to, like I say that I'm pretty sure those pieces of paper are gone, but we feel like we've not been heard, we've not been answered, and we're in the dark. So, thank you very much. And I would also like to second Jason's comments about expanding the city limits of Ladonia. I think that would be a really good thing to think about in the future, and thank you for your time today.
Minutes of the September 18th, 2023 meeting. No, ma'am. Debbie?
Good.
Does anyone want to make a motion?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes for September 18th.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Minutes of the September the 26th meeting. Any questions? No, ma'am. Debbie? No. Any motions?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes for September 26th.
Any seconds? Okay, Debbie seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable for October the 1st, 2023. I have a question on what is the Toyota 41-6699? Is that?
Yeah.
I thought it's 2 months. Oh, okay, okay. All right, thank you. Oh, okay, thank you.
So that does bring us up to date, so I understand.
Should be through November.
It is. It is.
It is through November.
On this Michael Grand staff, it's got a water and sewer superintendent fee and a water and sewer contract fee. Why is there two of
Yeah,
those?
further. That's what I was thinking. First, do what? They're separate. They're separate. How are they
So
separate
why,
when they
why do we
say the
have a
same thing?
superintendent fee?
So it's a separate contract.
That was all on one,
Yeah, but we voted in at separate times. Do we need to put it back all together? Because it was voted in at two different meetings.
well, I think we need to keep a close watch on the money that we're paying him, if that's the case.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I'm just saying, you know, the superintendent fee was $12,000, so it's $2,000.
A month.
I mean, $1,000 a month, so.
We're behind the month, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that was for September and October.
And those contracts are both signed?
As far as I know,
Contracts both signed by the mayor and him?
I don't know what the contract is.
and how we know what the money is. Okay, we need to get a copy of the contract then.
We should have a signed contract with
Yes,
it.
we should.
Yeah.
If we pay any money, we should have a,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he called and said he needed a copy of it. I think there's a contract that is signed.
I have to sign one.
So before we pay a contract, we need a contract.
we should have had a contract signed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't pay something we don't know.
I mean, I know that the repairs were contracted, so I know that we
Right.
paid
Right.
those, so I don't have a problem there. I just would like to see the signed contract by both parties since this hair's been out, just so we know the full, figures.
Right.
Do you have any more questions?
Lance Caphart, Caphart,
It's water repairs.
he's through.
He's different than Grandstaff.
And Grandstaff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, instead of the invoice coming from Grandstaff, the water repair came through Landscape Park. He subcontractor.
Okay, so
Have they got that one fixed though, like it should be?
I don't know which one it is.
It's not Rosewoods?
Elliott
It
Street
says
is
Elliott Street on
Woods.
here, so.
Okay,
it
yeah,
specifies.
okay, yeah. I didn't see that, yes. That's Rosewood.
Yeah, she called me again yesterday and said the road wasn't passable,
As far as I know, I think they're needing some rock.
That's what I thought.
And so I don't know where we're at with Magnus on the rock.
Okay, if we're gonna be using two companies to, do repairs, I'd like to see a list of each one of them so that we know they're not repairing the same one or getting paid for repairing the same one.
You're speaking of Lance, Capehart, and Grandstaff.
Right, both of them say repairs, but Lance has got to Elliott Street, so I'm, the way it looks, the 4,200 is all just for Elliott Street.
Right.
That's what
And
it
then
was.
Grandstaff repairs, his is 2,000,
No.
2,092
Oh,
dollars.
yeah, right. No? Yes.
That's
I'm
what it
sorry,
says.
yes, correct.
Just to
Correct.
make sure, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And
But, yeah, what repair, where do you make a repair at?
Yeah, we should have all the invoices and everything to show which ones were repaired, so. Do we need to put invoice number or something on each one?
I'd rather see an invoice number than, won't do you any good saying, they could both, there could be two invoices.
Oh, no, I understand that, yeah.
And they could just be copies, stapled to the, or put in the packet,
Okay,
you know what I mean? And that way, there wouldn't be that much time involved in getting the information, and it wouldn't have to be rewritten down.
so basically we want some copies of some work orders.
Right, if
Repair work
if
orders.
they're being paid on the accounts payable, and it just says repairs and there's two, we're paying two people to repair them.
Right. Honestly, I don't know why it went through. It went through like that. I would assume that he would have taken that on to take it through his group instead of separate.
but we'll find out.
Any more questions? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the accounts payable with the condition of receiving a contract, a signed contract from Michael Grant staff for both the superintendent and the regular water and sewer contract.
Any seconds?
I'll second that motion, but can I add to it?
Yeah.
I'd like to add to that we need to double check the, service records for the repairs, just to ensure
Okay.
that those repairs were not for the same street in the same place.
Okay, so we want a copy of the service repairs,
Mm-hmm.
and we want a copy of the contract signed, both of them, if there is more than one.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Financial report for September. Any questions?
I'll make a motion that we accept the financial report for September 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the information reports. Utility Public Works Department.
Mike here. No, oh, you just take that. Ongoing sewer, water and sewer leaks. Other than that, we have lost our utilities person, and so we are trying to hire a new one and get back on track with our meter reading and that type of stuff.
Jan, are you going to do the volunteer fire department?
Yes, ma'am, I'd be glad to. Okay, from our Ladonia Volunteer Fire Department, Chief's report as for September of 2023. On total calls, they had 11, medical calls 5, grass fire 1, accidents 2, structure fire 0, mutual aid 1, smoke, INV, is that? Investigation, okay. 0, control burn 0. Other, they called out for storm spotters and called for struck by lightning. It was post struck by lightning. On volunteer hours, they had 24.35 and water usage 0 gallons. In the month of September, we had 1 night of training and 1 business meeting. We have 1 who passed the EMT training and is now certified EMT, and 1 who is still in EMT training. We had 1 fundraiser that was a huge success, and would like to thank everyone who came out to support us. We are still needing members and volunteers. Your Ladonia Volunteer Fire Department Chief, Grady Howard.
Administration Department, copy of Hickory Creek contract available at City Hall upon public information request. D, Police Department.
We're still working the paperwork dance with TCO. They had some new requirements come in. I have to do a resolve now between Ladonia and Fannin County. I've never seen this before. It's brand new. They just started it. I also attended legal law update training for the 88th session. We had 800 new laws passed these last 6 months. And Governor Abbott keeps calling things. We may have some more laws passed. But nothing that really affects the citizens here as such. It's just different new stuff for us to do. Cops are now required to, we have to do 16 hours proactive training on school shooters. When we first started, it was you'd wait till 2 or 3 guys got there, then you go in as a team. Now you just go in by yourself, you don't wait. So we've got that, and now we also have a 4-hour mandated every 2 years mental health class that we have to attend for ourselves to make sure we're mentally healthy. So other than that, I stand for any questions. Thank you.
Number 8, new business, discuss, consider action. A, events and activities at City Hall.
We are having some issues with the events at here at City Hall. And the latest event, we had someone that requested for us to open the bathrooms for
I did that.
for the vendors. And so she signed an affidavit stating that she would be responsible for locking the doors, keeping the doors locked, and maintaining supervision while people were in here. When the secretary left on Friday, the door was locked going into towards the office area.
It was locked Saturday morning also.
Monday, the door was open completely and can only be locked from the other side of the door. The men's bathroom, well, it wasn't good. And when the secretary left on Friday, the men's bathroom was just fine. So, we have a little issue there. In the bathroom, the men's bathroom, I think is still in whatever, it's not clean. And it's honestly not the secretary's responsibility to clean up after somebody else's mess. Especially when somebody else was responsible. Anyway, moving forward, I would like to make a motion to not have any two-party or whatever events at the city hall anymore. We've also got another situation coming up very shortly, November the 7th. We've got Feeding Fannin, we've got an election, and we need to make sure the election is, everything is capable of being, the people can get in and out, park, and we also are open for business that day. So, I'm suggesting we do not have more than one event at a time at the city hall from this day forward. No garage sale in the election, nothing back to back with things going on. If we're gonna have an election, we have an election. Have a garage sale, have a garage sale, that's it.
I want to speak up about that. We've been doing this for, I don't know, 20-something years.
Things change.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
They don't
they do.
need to, because this community has never abused or anything this
Go look in the
this
bathroom.
office. Well, I also know that we had people come over here that offered to clean it because we didn't know it'd been used, because that door was locked that morning when I came in. That door was not accessible, nor was that one. I don't know how they got unlocked, because they had to unlock from the other side. All I know is we've always just used the women's bathroom. The men's bathroom, unfortunately, over the years, is usually a mess anyway, but I do know that chamber people came over and cleaned the ladies' bathroom, and also offered to clean the men's, and was told by the city secretary it wasn't necessary, it wasn't that bad.
Is that what you told them?
What did you tell them? Because they came directly back and they had their cleaning stuff, and they've been more than happy to clean it.
They said that no one used that one.
We know better. The dadgum door was unlocked and open, which I don't know how that happened when it locks from the other side, because it was locked Saturday morning when I came up. And unlocked this door, walked in here, one small row, we don't mind. We brought toilet paper from the chamber building to supply this bathroom, and that door was locked.
Okay, moving forward from that, because it's over.
Well, we've been doing
With
this
November
20-some
the
odd
7th.
years.
November the 7th, we have City Hall open, and we're gonna have traffic in and out of there. We got Feeding Fannin that wants to do their deal on the same day. And every time I've been up here, every morning that they do Feeding Fannin, it starts down the road.
Okay, Greg, I
half
do
a mile.
believe that that was addressed by Jason anyway.
We're addressing it tonight.
No, I'm telling you, it was addressed. We have moved that away, and it's been okay with Tammy Biggers and
You're
everybody.
wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
Is she wrong?
No.
She said that we need to put it on the agenda and have a vote on it.
Absolutely.
Well, that's not what she told me either.
No, not
She
at all.
didn't know that until she found out.
She knew that. We did tell her that Feeding Fannin was down here, and we explained to her how we were moving it and how we were handling the situation, and she was good with that.
Okay. Feeding Fannin starts down the road down here.
We're moving it because of the elections. We're redoing it a different way, changing the route because of the election.
Where are you gonna load the trucks at?
Down here,
Down where?
on this end of the square.
How are the cars gonna get to this end of the square?
May I ask Jason Egan to please step up and confirm everything on Feeding Fannin, please?
So, tell me the question and I'll answer the question.
What's the route?
The route for the 7th of November?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's gonna come down Main Street.
It's gonna start down on Main Street?
It's gonna start in, yeah, they're gonna be here on Main Street. And the,
Who's gonna be on Main Street?
the cars.
Excuse me, Jason,
Huh?
would you have them where they come into town initially, where they will go from on Bonham down to Commerce, then
Yeah.
down Commerce?
So they come down Commerce Street, that's where they're gonna come in at, this Commerce down to Main Street.
Okay.
And then Main Street to this corner right here. And, yeah, in front of this and that building and right there on that corner. And that's where we're gonna have right there on the corner. So we're gonna have a few pallets of food in front of the building and then across on the corner of the square. That was our plan. Then the cars can come through there depending on how things are going. Then it's just traffic they've left. So depending on how it's going, we're gonna have them come down here. But they're not, when they leave that, they're gonna be loaded and leave.
They're not gonna exit to Bonham Street.
To
Either way.
34.
Bottom Street.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Well, they can go straight.
Or they go straight.
No, our plan is to have them on the square side. We're just gonna shift everything down so that we leave the handicap parking available and these doors, because this is where most people come to, or this is where people come to vote, right? So we're gonna leave all of that available and not hinder it at all. That's not our desire or goal at all. So we're going to have them come down Main Street, load up, and then they'll be able to go right down here to Bonham. And they could leave. So it'll just be normal traffic then. Does that work for the city council?
Doesn't for me.
Okay. What would you like to see?
Move to a different day.
I can't do that.
I understand we can't move the election either, so,
Okay.
you know.
Then why can't we work together? We know what we're doing, we're making the best.
Again, we got three things happening there. We've got traffic coming in and out of the front of the building, just like every day.
Yeah.
We also got the election going on. And now, and also Feeding Fannin.
Right.
So this street right here is gonna be,
I
pretty busy.
guarantee you, fairly busy. We're
Very
probably not
busy.
gonna have 100, I'll be surprised if we have more than 5 to 6 people show up at one time to vote.
We don't know.
We don't know, but we've never really had that. I mean, I think they're gonna be here to vote, definitely.
Well, I don't think we've had this.
But I don't think we've
this-
ever had a parking problem whatsoever with the voters at all, ever. We made sure there was plenty.
If I may, Feeding Fannin, we are here to help the citizens of Ladonia.
I understand that.
We want to help the citizens of Ladonia. We do not want to cause any issues, and that's why I contacted Ms. Biggers early on, after we talked about a lot of other options, and I communicated with her what our plan was and what we decided to do. I think I even sent her a map to diagram what we described it. So, and she seemed to be okay with that and was appreciative of the proactive nature. However, there are still some changes that we can make so that we can do something. If the concern is traffic on this street.
That's our main entrance for the election.
I understand that. We're not gonna block any of that traffic.
No, we're not blocking that at all.
So somebody's gonna load down here. I don't know, have you ever been to the Feeding Fannin? Okay.
I mean, I see it every month.
Oh, no, have you been through it? Have you seen how we
No.
operate? Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and load the cars down on this end. So they'll be loaded down here. We'll load all of the food down here. We will not be messing with any of the handicap parking or the parking that's directly in front of this door. So once they're loaded, then they will just drive out. That's it. They're not gonna drive and park. They're not gonna, go a little further and get some more or anything like that. We're not gonna be down here. We're gonna be down there. So we did it. We set it up that way on our last distribution as a test, just to see how it worked. They still lined up and went the same traffic pattern because we had to notify them of a change, but we shifted everything down there so that we didn't have anything down here. So if that will work, great. If it won't, then tell me what you'd like to do. I'm sorry I can't move it to a different day. The food's already, aligned up or whatever, with the schedule's already set up with North Texas Food Bank, so there's not anything that I can do to change that without paying, fees that we don't have as a volunteer organization. So can't move it to a different day. But if there's something else that needs to be done, tell me what it is, and because we want to work in cooperation with the citizens and the City Council of Ladonia. And that's important to us, So tell me what we need to do and we'll do our very best. If it's not something that the city or the city council want us to do in the town, we can not do it here anymore. We can find a different location in a different town if that's more desirable.
Well, we even discussed moving it to a school. You know that won't work.
No.
I understand, I'm just saying, you know, but it's kind of the same situation. Down there, you're gonna be, you know, with traffic from the kids and dropping them off and school buses and all that. Well, we got the same situation here, you know, of people coming in to vote.
But you don't have an overflow of voting. You don't have.
You don't know what we're gonna have.
Well, I know we're gonna have a lot of people vote, but we just don't have them all at one time. So.
But we hope we do. We hope we have a lot of people
Oh,
come vote and
absolutely.
participate. We do. I just want to know what the city council would like us to do, and if it's something that you need to discuss and vote, and you just determine that, or you just give me guidance. I particularly don't think that it's something that needs to be voted on. We just need to work together, because I don't want to wait from month to month to only find out a few days before our distribution that there's an issue, and then I can't do anything about it. Just communicate with me. Everyone has my phone number. I'd be glad to talk to anyone, anytime about it, and make sure that we're working together, because that's what we're all here for. We need to lift our community and strengthen our neighbors, work together, council, citizens, inside and outside of town, so that we can make this work and help our citizens. So that's all we're trying to do. So just let me know. I'd be glad to help in any way I can.
I'd like to move it away from the city hall. That's my opinion. Move it in some other location, some way, somehow, whatever, so that we're not hindering the entrance and exit.
Every time, or just for voting.
For voting is the main thing, but, I mean, we've had issues with just people trying to park. I mean, when you come up here to City Hall and you need to do business at City Hall, you can't get into the parking area.
That's right. So that's one reason we're going to move the traffic to come in a different route. I wish there was a better way to do it. In Bonham, we have a different location. You know, we had it where it was 10 blocks down, blocking the City Hall even from where we were doing it before. So we understand and we try and work through it as best we can, but there's just not a better way to do it through intermobile distribution. There's just not. We have just recently become a partner with North Texas Food Bank, so we've got other options and things we can do for providing food to our community. But as far as moving it, especially at this short of notice, we can't do it. So I don't know, just let me know if it's not wanted here or not wanted at the City Hall.
No, I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with it with me. I mean, it's a good program. It helps the people, all for it.
Okay.
But
How long does it usually take to distribute?
We're done by 10 o'clock usually.
And you start at?
The cars will line up at, 8, 7:30, 7.
2 hours.
Yeah. So maybe three hours total that there's cars, but it takes time. Our city secretary did mention to me one time when I talked to her that somebody wasn't kind to her. I can't control that, but we've talked to them, and then that's part of the reason that we're moving this way and trying to make a change that way, because it's not right. It's not what I want, but I can't control everybody. So, or anybody. I can't control anybody. I can't even control my kids. But anyway. But we're really trained, and I value what she said to me. I value understanding what happened, because I'm just here to help our community. That's all I want to do. So if we want to try it here for a little bit and try it on the corner, that's great. We can see how this works. I wish we had a different place or a better way to do it, but this has worked really well. We've had, honestly, we've only had a couple complaints about traffic or parking that I know of. I would love to hear them all so that we can make changes and make it a better opportunity. So personally, I'd like to see how it goes and see if it's any better and make the changes. This is a public street, and so we want to use it where we can and try and help the best way we can. I have tried to reach out to our new chief of police to try and talk about a few options. We haven't been able to connect yet, but we want to make sure that we're safe. We want to make sure we're doing the right thing and we're helping our community. So let me know what I need to do.
Okay, thank you. discuss this and see what we can come up with. But also moving forward, the May election, they always do a garage sale then, and people can't get in and out. I mean, it's a hindrance, and I mean, I know we've done this for a while, and
Greg, I don't mean to interrupt, but we block off plenty of spaces for people to come in and
understand.
vote, and we've never had any complaints.
I'm complaining.
I know you're complaining, but we,
So,
I don't understand why.
But was it
Anyway.
necessary to have it on election day?
it's not, can be any day. That's the thing. Those things can be moved. This one with Feeding Fannin is a little bit different. You know, they have a set schedule. Let's do the best we can to work around it. I don't like it, but let's do the best we can to work around it. We'll look at the route and see if there can be a change made there, whatever. I mean, I wish we didn't have to have any traffic on this street here. We could move it to a different street or whatever, because that's the entrance for the election.
Yes.
And we've got elderly people climbing in and out of
Yes.
cars and all that.
We always make sure the handicap, Greg, we've never had any complaints. We've always made sure the handicaps and plenty of parking for anybody that wants to vote. Curbside, we also make sure that that's available because they do have curbside voting if that's necessary for somebody. We make sure that's all taken care of. We've never had any complaints, ever. We're very respectful.
We
I
do
know
now.
we probably do now.
So, nevertheless, moving forward, I suggest that we don't have an election along with something else going on at City Hall on the same day.
Are you putting that as a point?
It's going to end up there, yeah. I mean, if anybody else wants to discuss, fine. If not, I'll make a motion.
Well, I think we need to check the ordinances, because I think there's an ordinance on using the city hall.
Yes, ma'am.
And a cost, so.
There is.
We can't, since we're not discussing ordinances, then I don't think it can be brought to a vote as far as, unless you're gonna do ordinances, and ordinances is not on.
But the ordinances don't necessarily, is not going to necessarily consider how many events can happen at the same time.
Well.
You know what I mean?
The city's not doing, the Chamber of Commerce is holding one event and the city is doing the other, so.
But the
we
Chamber of
can't
Commerce
control
is-
What they're doing.
Yeah, but we can control what goes on around this property.
No, that's public. It's public. This is also a public building and a
Oh,
public square.
I understand that.
Yes.
I understand
Public
that.
streets. And it's odd to me how we've just, as far as I know, have never had any complaints. Disha, you've been there before. During Chris's time, I don't remember us ever having any complaints. The garage sale's May 11th. Voting is what? May, what, 7th?
In 12 hours.
Huh?
12 hours.
Well, yeah, I know.
Mr. Aiken, is there any way to have, the cars, instead of coming back up toward 34 going to Bonham, going straight out, East Main?
I'm sorry, can you explain that again?
Instead of the cars coming back toward Bonham Street, up this way, is there any way to have them go straight
Just
out
keep,
to East Main?
sure, we'll do the best that we can.
That would alleviate, both sides of the square there.
I agree with
So that
that.
would take care of that.
Where are you going to load the cars though?
Down there on the very end, am I right in saying that, on the south end?
Again, this is something that's just, I'll say this again. I would appreciate a phone call instead of, because we could have taken care of this way sooner. And if I would have had a distribution to say, this is how we're gonna do it, this is what we need to do, because this is the concern, we could have done it. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be safe, and I have to figure that out. I can't do it without, 10 pallets of food to really know. We have volunteers that need a place to park and things like that. It's gonna be a challenge, but I will do my very best to eliminate or minimize traffic on November 7th, because we want to make sure that whoever wants to vote can come vote. We don't want to impede that at all. If it's possible for us, I'll have to talk to the owners of those buildings and see if maybe we can just keep it all on Main Street and just have them shoot right out there. If it's possible for us to do that, we'll try that. But again, I just don't know if it's safe or it's something that we can do. It's going to be a challenge, but we'll do our best to do that if that satisfies the council.
Are you gonna be here in November the 7th?
Can be.
I don't need him to be here for Feeding Fannin, but
Well, I was just thinking for caution, if we had a car here with the lights on, or flashing lights or something, that would be caution
maybe.
enough for people to
Traffic
slow
control.
down. Right. To say at the end of the,
We're just going to do our very best to make sure that it happens. And I think that is something that we can do. We'll just have to look at it. So I'll have to
I can be here to help.
If anybody in the city council would like to meet with me sometime between, now or sometime next week, I would be glad to work through a scenario and talk to them about it. Is there anyone that would be willing to work with me and talk to me and visit, see how we can make that work so that we can satisfy the needs of the council, benefit the community, and minimize the impact on the building?
I'll be.
Well, I'm particularly looking for a member of the city council, because that's where this seems to be hanging up, as a vote or some opinion.
And you can just send us a route. You can go through the secretary and get us a route. We can look at it.
or I can meet you, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thought we'd already discussed all this.
No, that's fine. It's totally fine. I just want to make sure that I just don't know what I can do. If you're okay with me trying to do the best I can, I'll do the best I can. But if you need to know more than that, then I think we should probably meet, discuss it, and work out something together. Although, I do have issue because this is a public area, and we're really trying our best to help serve the community. If there's a better place to do it, if we have some vacant lot that we can just park everybody at, like the multipurpose complex in Bonham, show me where it's at. That's where I want to be, because it'd be easy, but they're just not. So it's a simple place, but we'll make adjustments in the future to make it work better for the city. Just let me know what that is. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. All right, the next one is C, hiring a city utilities employee.
He ain't here, so, but I do have another one that we can discuss.
But we can't actually discuss it because it hasn't been.
This is just to hire a city employee.
But we haven't had it published in the paper yet.
And
Can we advertise?
it's supposed to be.
Well, today.
No, the Tuesday.
Tuesday? It's in the leader this week?
Yeah. Oh, no. It'll be in the leader on Tuesday, correct?
Next week. This is
You
the-
gotta be in the paper by Thursday. So it has been put
It
in,
was
but
put in today for next week's paper. Publication.
so,
Was just not taking any action on that.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? looks like it's 8:06.
8:06.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8:06.
Everybody out.
I'll second.
No.